Derby County have a huge job on their hands bringing in forwards for the upcoming championship season. They currently only have Connor Washington and Dejan Brown as natural number 9s on the list. Is Adama Sidibeh going to be another one to add to the list? In this video, we're going to look through where the links came from, who Adama Sidibeh is, and could he make that step up to championship football? So this is where I saw the link over on Derby County Live on Twitter, DCFC_live. Within the article, it discusses the link to the striker, which there's also a link from Football Insider 2, which explains about a little bit more about Sidibeh's career and obviously the other clubs who are potentially linked. Derby aren't only battling with championship interest, they're also battling with interest from abroad. Now, this is Adama Sidibeh, who you've probably seen on the thumbnail by now, but this is the player who's currently playing over in Scotland for St.Johnstone, and he's 25 years old. His contract does expire in 2026, I believe, and he is a Gambian footballer. He's from that region. Now, if we do take a look into more of his playing side of things, there's not really a lot of information to find about Adama Sidibeh. All I can find is that he came over to England during, well, England, Scotland, the surrounding areas during COVID, and has since been playing in non-league football. He got himself a move to Warrington Rylands, where this season until January he had 12 goals. Appearance data is sort of hard to come by at that level. I believe he was playing in the Northern Premier Division, which is sort of, I think it's step 4, might be step 5. But then he went on to move to St.Johnstone while having a range of other trials at other clubs during that time period as well. And since then, he's made 15 appearances, scoring 5 goals, including 1 hat-trick. During that time period, he has helped St. Johnstone secure survival within their league campaign. And I think he has some ability there which has not yet been tapped into. And maybe that's something which Paul Warne can get out of him. So he is a striker, and there is a lot of limited information about him. Is he one of these strikers who could play out on the left, out on the right? Now, the data that is available on Transfer Market just solely puts him as a striker for St. Johnstone. So it would be interesting to see whether he could play in alternative positions, whether that is a possibility or not. Now, obviously, with the lack of data, it also makes it difficult to see whereabouts he could fit into this team. Now, obviously, we know he can play as a number 9, so he'd automatically fit into that role with Washington and Dejan Brown. And I think that it's a position that we do need to strengthen. Now, is Sidibeh a player of the ability level to topple those players and become first choice in that area? Potentially, but I also think we do also need to look out for a bit more in that area. We need some guarantee, let's say. Now, I don't think any player is a guaranteed going to do this, going to do that, but I do think we need someone with championship experience who we know is going to score goals in the championship. Now, if we do head a little bit further on into the type of deal, now, as a result of his contract, it would be a fee-based deal. And it would, obviously, as I've just mentioned, it would add depth up front. Now, within the fee, how much could it be? That is a real big question. Now, he's playing at St. Johnstone in Scotland. He's just come up from non-league. Now, I'm thinking it would probably be around the £100,000-200,000 mark. But obviously, I'm not 100% sure how much he's valued by the coaching staff at St. Johnstone and their like ownership and things like that. Because obviously, that can make a massive difference based on how much they want to keep him and things like that. It can massively change. Like if you look at a player like Jared Branthwaite from Everton, now massive reputation on him. He's had some fantastic seasons over the past couple of years, but Everton don't want to lose him. So you slap an 80-90 million price tag, then he probably won't go, or someone pays massively over the odds for the potential signing. Now, the big issue that I see with this deal is he has a range of interest, not just from Championship clubs, but also from abroad. Burnley and Middlesbrough are the 2 Championship clubs that we'd be battling it out for him with. Obviously, Burnley, Datro Fofana has gone back to Chelsea. Middlesbrough will be looking to strengthen as well. And then also you've got some abroad teams. I believe it's FC Metz are also interested in the striker. So for me, it's a massive sort of are we going to be able to get him at a reasonable price where it sort of makes up for the fact of if it goes wrong? And I think this is one of them deals where it is a 50-50. It's a coin toss. You bring him into the facilities, you bring him into the area. Is he going to hit the ground running? Is he going to be able to hit the potential that they think they see? Obviously, he is 25. So, yes, he does have, like, it's probably 7 or 8 years, maybe 9 years left in his career, depending on how he plays, injuries and things like that. So he still has a long time left in his career, but does he have what it takes to play in the Championship and for Derby County? Now, there's obviously a lot of talking points about this signing. Is he better than what we've got? Is he better than the likes of James Collins? Is there someone better out there? Those are all the questions that are running through my mind. I'm not sure what's going through your head, but for me, I do think it would be a fairly decent signing to bring in as depth, as cover. I wouldn't want Sidibeh to be our starting number 9 off the bat. And it's not that I don't think he's good enough. It's that there is a lot, like, he's just made his way into professional football from playing at, I think it's step 4 or step 5. And he's only been in professional football 6 months. He's scored 5 goals since then, one of them being a hat-trick. So he's scored in 3 of 15 games, which, don't get me wrong, isn't horrendous when you think he scored 5 goals and helped them stay up, but it's also not great either, and that is where for me the problem lies. Scottish level compared to our level isn't the same. I do think the Scottish Premiership is probably equal Championship, but it's one of those where I'd probably be more looking for this deal if we was a League One team still, but we aren't. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this market develops. Obviously, we're about to head into June. Paul Warne expected the June month to get quite busy towards the back end. We're still waiting to hear about the likes of Louis Sibley and James Collins. And we're hearing a lot of murmurs that Louis Sibley is going to be moving on to Rotherham United, but there's nothing concrete about that, and there's no like sufficient links really. There's also been talk about I think it was Barnsley were interested in Louis Sibley as well. Not heard a lot on the James Collins front. But it's going to be interesting to see how it does go through these next few weeks, because there's a lot of spaces in our squad. Like, you've obviously got midfield to fill out. You've got, I'd say we probably need a left wing back. Obviously, I think we need another couple of forwards. That being, I think we need a couple of strikers and a couple of wingers. There's been a picture circulating on social media that people believe is Connor Washington at the Pirelli Stadium, but I personally can't see Connor Washington leaving for Burton. But it's going to be really interesting to see what happens over the next few days. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Over the next few days, we're going to be looking ahead to the European Championships. I've got a Rooney tactic analysis coming out tomorrow regarding his move to Plymouth Argyle. Then on Saturday or Sunday, I've got England preview heading into their fixture, their friendly game on Monday evening. So make sure you do stay tuned by hitting that subscribe button, hitting the like button. Let me know your thoughts about Sidibeh down in the comments. And let me know, do you think it is a possible signing for Derby County? I'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'll catch you now in the next video. Make sure to go and find me on TikTok, pictured here, and Twitter, pictured here. These are the places where I'll keep you all up to date with all my upcoming videos and my thoughts and feelings around the Formula 1 and football weekend.